Every day is a new opportunity to learn and act. Welcome to the Good Start. Welcome back to the Good Start. I'm Lucas, and I'm so glad you're here. In our very first episode, we talked about SMART goals, how to make your goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And we even helped you build your very first English learning goal. But here's the thing, writing down a goal is not enough. You and I both know people who set New Year's resolutions every single year. They start full of excitement, full of motivation, but a few weeks later, the gym bag is collecting dust, the language app is untouched, and the dream is forgotten. I know this because it happened to me. I once set the goal to practice guitar every day. I bought the guitar, I downloaded tutorials, I even told my friends about it. And guess what? After 2 weeks, the guitar was hiding in the corner of my room like a guilty secret. Why? Because I had a goal, but no system.
And that's exactly why we're here today. By the way, if this is your first time listening, hi, I'm Amelia. Together with Lucas, I host The Good Start. My style is a little more energetic, a little more lively, because I want to keep you motivated and smiling while you learn. And Lucas, I love that story about your guitar because it's so relatable. We've all been there. You feel motivated at the beginning, but then life gets in the way. Work gets busy, family needs your time, or maybe you're just tired at the end of the day. And suddenly, your goal doesn't feel exciting anymore. It feels like pressure.
Exactly. And let's be honest, motivation is temporary. It's like fuel in your car. It gets you started, but if you don't stop to refill, you'll run out. If your English learning depends only on motivation, then the first busy week or stressful day will stop your progress.
So what's the solution? You need to move from motivation to systems. Systems keep you going, even on the days when you don't feel like it. Here's a quick example. Imagine someone says, "My goal is to run a marathon." If they only rely on motivation, they'll go for a jog once or twice, then quit. But if they build a system, like training 3 times a week, following a plan, eating healthy, they can succeed, even on the days when they don't feel motivated.
The same is true for English. Your SMART goal is important. It's the starting point. But the real success comes when you connect that goal to a daily or weekly system that makes progress automatic.
And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take the goal you created in part 1 and turn it into a system you can actually follow. So now that we agree that goals alone aren't enough, let's dive deeper. Because here's the truth. A goal tells you where you want to go, but it doesn't tell you how to get there. And that's why so many people fail. Lucas, remember your guitar story? You had the goal, but no system. The same happens with English learners. They say, "I want to speak English fluently." That's a beautiful dream, but without a plan, it stays just that, a dream.
Especially. Exactly. I like to think of it this way. The goal is your destination. The system is the vehicle that will get you there. Without a vehicle, the destination remains out of reach. Take 2 learners as an example. Learner A says, "I will learn 300 English words this month." Sounds ambitious, right? But learner A doesn't create a plan. No routine, no method, just the number. Learner B, on the other hand, says, "Every morning with my coffee, I'll review 10 new flashcards. Every evening before bed, I'll write 1 sentence using those words."
Now tell me, who do you think will succeed? Of course, learner B, because learner B created a system. And systems are powerful because they don't depend on how you feel in the moment.
That's right. When you have a system, you don't wake up asking, "Should I study English today?" The decision is already made. You just follow the system. And here's something fascinating from research. People who tie new habits to existing routines, like studying while drinking coffee or listening to English podcasts while commuting, are far more consistent. Because the system fits naturally into their life.
Let's make this practical for you. Imagine your SMART goal is I will read one English article every day for 30 days. That's great, but let's build the system. Step 1. Choose your time. Maybe after lunch or right before bed. Step 2. Prepare your material. Bookmark a news site or save articles in advance. Step 3. Reduce friction. Keep your phone or tablet ready so there's no excuse. Suddenly, reading in English isn't just a goal, it's part of your daily rhythm.
Got it? Perfect. You've just created the foundation of your system. Now, say this sentence out loud in English. My system for learning English is to... Go ahead. Complete it with your daily action.
That's the secret. Systems turn goals into progress and progress into results. Now that we understand the importance of systems, let's go even deeper. Because there's one thing that makes systems truly work: tiny habits. Here's the mistake many people make. They create a system that's too big, too heavy, too complicated. For example, I will study English for 2 hours every day. It sounds impressive, but is it realistic? Not really. After a long day at work, 2 hours feels impossible. And then, when you miss one day, you feel guilty. You tell yourself, I failed. And that guilt makes you quit altogether.
Yes, and that's why tiny habits are so powerful. A tiny habit is so small, it feels almost too easy. But here's the secret. Small actions add up. One brick at a time, and suddenly you've built a house. For English learners, a tiny habit could be learning 3 new words during your lunch break, watching a 5-minute video in English every evening, writing one short sentence in your notebook before bed. Tiny habits remove the pressure. They tell your brain, this is easy, I can do it. And once you start, it's much easier to keep going.
Let me give you an example. A friend of mine wanted to get in shape. At first, he promised himself to go to the gym 5 days a week, but he never went. Then he tried something different. He created a tiny habit. Every morning, he just put on his running shoes. That's it. Just shoes. And guess what? Once the shoes were on, he thought, well, I might as well walk a little. Soon, walking became jogging, and jogging became regular workouts. The tiny habit of putting on his shoes changed everything.
I love that. And you can apply the same trick to English. For example, tell yourself, every day I will open my English notebook and write 1 word. Just 1. Some days, maybe you'll stop there. But many days, once you've started, you'll keep going. And that's the magic of tiny habits.
Here's an exercise for you. Right now, think about your SMART goal and your system. Now ask, what is the tiniest action I can do every day to support this? Maybe it's reading 1 line of an article. Maybe it's listening to English for 1 minute. Write it down.
Now, say this in English. My tiny habit for learning English is... Go ahead, finish the sentence. Congratulations! You've just created the seed of lasting change. Because remember, big results are built from small actions, repeated daily.
Tiny habits may look small today, but in a few months you'll look back and see how far you've come.
All right, we've built SMART goals, we've turned them into systems, and we've made them smaller with tiny habits. But let's be honest, no matter how good your plan is, challenges will come. There will be days when you're tired, busy, or just not in the mood. That's when most people give up. So how do you keep going when things get tough? That's what we're tackling right now. Staying motivated and overcoming obstacles.
The first thing to remember is this: obstacles are normal. Too often learners think, if I was really serious, I wouldn't miss a day. I'd always feel motivated. But that's not true. Even the most successful people miss days. Even the best athletes feel tired sometimes. The difference is, they don't quit. They get back on track.
Yes. So here's strategy number 1. Plan for obstacles before they happen. Ask yourself, what might stop me from practicing English? Maybe it's lack of time. Maybe it's stress. Maybe it's distractions. Then create a backup plan. For example, if your system is to read every night, but you know sometimes you'll be too tired, your backup could be, on those nights, I'll at least read 1 sentence. That way, you stay consistent, even on the hard days.
Strategy number 2, track your progress. Humans love to see results. If you keep a simple checklist or calendar and mark each day you complete your tiny habit, you'll feel proud of your streak. That visual reminder becomes motivation to keep going.
Here's a quick exercise for you. Grab your notebook and write this. If I face obstacle, then I will backup action. For example, if I'm too tired, then I will learn just one word. Go ahead, fill in the blanks.
Strategy number 3, remember your why. Your why is your deeper reason. Maybe you're learning English to grow your career, to travel, or to connect with new people. On the days when motivation is low, reconnect with that why. Say it out loud. Remind yourself, this is why I started.
And finally, don't be afraid to celebrate small wins. Every new word, every sentence you write, every video you understand, that's progress. Reward yourself. Smile. Share it with a friend. Progress is fuel for motivation.
So remember, obstacles are part of the journey, not the end of it. Plan for them, track your progress, reconnect with your why, and celebrate your wins. That's how you keep moving forward.
Okay, we've talked about systems, tiny habits, and staying motivated. But here's another secret ingredient to long-term success. Fun. Yes, fun. Because let's be real, if your English practice feels boring or painful, you won't stick with it. The brain craves enjoyment. When learning feels like play, you want to come back to it again and again.
That's so true. Think about kids. They learn faster when they play games, sing songs, or watch cartoons. Why? Because their brain connects learning with pleasure. As adults, we sometimes forget this and treat learning like a chore. But if you bring fun back into the process, it becomes so much easier.
So let's explore some ways to make English fun. First, watch what you love in English. Do you enjoy cooking shows, football matches, or travel vlogs? Watch them in English. When you learn through topics you already love, it doesn't feel like study. It feels like entertainment. Second, play games. There are tons of apps and websites where you can learn vocabulary while playing. Even simple games like crosswords or word searches in English can train your brain. Third, use music. Listen to your favorite songs in English. Try to catch the lyrics, sing along, and maybe even write them down. Music sticks in your memory.
I'd add another one. Make it social. Learning with other people is naturally more fun. You can find a study buddy, join an online community, or participate in language exchange. When you laugh together, share mistakes, and celebrate progress, the journey becomes much lighter. And remember, speaking with others helps you build confidence faster than studying alone. Every conversation, no matter how short, teaches you something new. You hear different accents, new expressions, and real-life ways people use the language. Even a short daily chat online can keep your motivation alive. So don't isolate your learning. Surround yourself with English, friends, podcasts, chat groups. Make it part of your social life, and you'll start thinking in English without even realizing it.
Let's try something fun right now. I'll say a phrase in English, and you repeat after me. Ready? Learning English is fun. Go ahead, say it out loud. Again with more energy. Learning English is fun. See? Even saying it puts a smile on your face.
Here's a little assignment for you. Before the next episode, choose one fun activity in English. Maybe watch a TV show, listen to a podcast, or play a game in English. Write it in your notebook as part of your system.
Remember, discipline is important, yes, but joy is what keeps you going. When English becomes something you look forward to, not something you force yourself to do, that's when you know you've truly built a sustainable habit.
So keep it fun, keep it light, and keep it consistent. That combination is unstoppable.
Wow, what a journey today! Let's take a quick recap. We started with SMART goals, then we built systems, we added tiny habits, we learned how to stay motivated through obstacles, and finally, we made learning fun. That's a full toolbox for your English success.
And remember, success doesn't come from one giant action. It comes from small, consistent steps, repeated every day. That's how you become part of the successful 8% who actually achieve their goals.
Now, here's your challenge. Write your SMART English goal, your system, and your tiny habit in the comments below this episode. Why? Because when you share your goal publicly, you increase your chances of success. Plus, we'll read your goals, cheer you on, and maybe even feature them in a future episode.
And don't forget, this is a community. You're not learning alone. If you see another listener's goal in the comments, give them some encouragement too. A kind word can keep someone motivated on a tough day.
If you enjoyed this episode, do us a favor. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and share it with a friend who's also learning English. It helps us grow this podcast and reach more learners around the world.
You know, at the end of the day, what really matters is staying consistent. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. Small steps, every single day. That's how real progress happens.
And hey, don't stress it. Just keep enjoying the ride. Every word you learn is a small win. This was the good start. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time. I'm Amelia.
And I'm Lucas.
Like and subscribe.